humans respond to reverse psychology? Why is it that when you need someone to do something for you, there's always that sort of that friction about that they don't want to do it? Because when you want something done, they almost think, well, what's in it for me? Even if it benefits them, they're thinking at the back of their head, oh, like, you want me to do this thing for you, why should I do it? Like, what's in it for me? Like, it's a good example is if someone plays you a song, or forget that, if you play someone a song, yeah, you play a song out loud, they would rather Shazam it and find out the song for themselves rather than ask you what the song is. Or if you sent them the song and said, yeah, listen to this song, bro, it's a really good song, or like you were just, let's say you were trying to plug someone on a song, straight away they'd be like, oh, okay, they probably wouldn't listen to it. But if you played it out loud to them and didn't say anything, they'd probably catch on to it. It's like anything. If you send something, if you send something to someone, or you tell someone about something, please support me, do this, it's like they don't want to do it. But if you do something and you just don't say anything, they'll copy you. They'll copy you in silence. It's a fascinating way things work. And I know this because I do it myself. We all do it. It's like a value system. If someone's keeping something quiet, it's almost like, oh, that must be valuable because he's not telling me. It's like if someone's too keen to sell something, people are going to think, well, what's wrong with it? But if there's a subtle sell, if it's like, you know, nonchalant, not really doing anything, you're more likely to buy it. So yeah, it's so true that's why Instagram is so powerful, and YouTube, all these social media platforms, because you're selling something, but you're not directly selling it. You know, you might mention it, you might have the video topic of, you know, why something is good, and then you might slyly drop a sale link or something in between, but really you're just highlighting the benefits of it without selling it. Or think about influencers on Instagram, etc. They're showing a product, but they're not advertising it, they're just wearing it. They're just showing influence of it. It makes people want to buy because they're not being sold it. They're not being straight away sold it, like, right, buy this, it's in your face, bang, buy this now, buy it. They're not being told that. They're being told, like, oh, you know, this person's wearing this, you know, do you want a copy? Yes or no? It's kind of like, it's just a completely different game nowadays. And that's something that I've learned. Sometimes I'm quite honest, and I'll try and, if something's good for someone, I'll try and tell someone, okay, yo, no, do this. I had good success with this, do this. But the reality is, the moment you tell them, the moment you are honest and you say, do this, you know, I had success, do this, copy me, you know, watch this podcast. The moment you do the work for someone, it's almost like they go, nah, it's alright. Like, there's been so many times when I wanted to share something valuable with a friend, you know, who's in a hard time, or, you know, or just help them, or just show them something good. But the more you force something, the less they're gonna want to do it. It could be a little bit of it could be a small clip, or it could be a book, you know, like, read this book, it's gonna really help you. But the more you tell them to do something, the less they gonna want to do it. It's like if you want your partner to do something, the more you force it, the more friction you're gonna create, the more resistance, and the opposite is probably gonna happen. And it's how human psychology works, and that's something I've really had to learn. I think we all need to learn, because it's an art. It's literally an art. And there's been times where I've been so frustrated, thinking, like, I'm trying to help people, I'm trying to help people and they don't want my help. But if you fashion it in a different way, they'll bite your hand off. So it's a fascinating study. So I think a good lesson is, if something's not going your way, sometimes maybe you're trying too hard. Maybe you're doing the chasing. Maybe you need to step back a bit. It's the same with friendship. If you make a new friend, yeah, and you actually like this friend, you're interested in them, they got similar goals to you, like they're a cool person, you might naturally just be like a giver and be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna be a good friend. I'm gonna message you first. I'm gonna send you some information on this. You know, I'm gonna be the one who reaches out. But then if you do that too much, you will lose the friendship, because it's a push and a pull situation. If you're always doing the pushing or the pulling, naturally it becomes a one-way thing. One person, all the energy comes from one person, and the other person doesn't give it back. So good tip is sometimes just take a step back. Let others sometimes come to you, because if you're doing too much, you will lose value. As simple as that.